Welcome to Ink 2 Video. We make books into visual stories.
This is Vardha. He's a mid-level manager, currently staring at the wreckage of a blown deadline on a project he was supposed to lead. His first move isn't to look at the work, it's to open an email. He starts drafting a message to his boss, carefully explaining that the marketing department is the reason for the failure, because they didn't send the files on time. This is a pattern. Vardha has an excuse ready for every setback. The economy is soft, the budget is too tight, or his teammates are simply lazy. Because he believes the problem is always out of his hands, he stays paralyzed. He stops making decisions and waits for perfect instructions from his superiors before he'll take any action at all. Leadership research identifies this as an external locus of control. By believing outside forces dictate his outcomes, Vardha has unknowingly surrendered his ability to influence his own results. Vardha's roadblock isn't the marketing department's schedule. It is his belief that he cannot succeed until everyone around him achieves perfection, leaving him a victim of circumstances he refuses to manage. Everything changes the day Vardha reads Extreme Ownership by retired Navy SEAL Jocko Willink. He's confronted with a principle used to train the world's most elite units. There are no bad teams, only bad leaders. The mandate of extreme ownership is absolute. If you are the leader, every single failure in your world is your fault. There are no exceptions, and there is no one else to blame. This philosophy comes from the battlefield. In the high-stakes environment of warfare, shifting blame creates confusion that can turn a difficult mission fatal. The biggest obstacle to this mindset is the leader's ego. Pride acts as a defense mechanism, clouding judgment and preventing us from seeing the truth of why we actually failed. To accurately assess a system and fix the broken parts, a leader must first be willing to destroy their own ego. Let's rewind to that same missed deadline, but this time we'll run the scenario through the lens of extreme ownership. Instead of writing the angry email, Vardha audits his own performance. He asks himself, how did I fail to communicate the deadline clearly to marketing? He applies a principle called cover and move, the idea that departments must support one another to win. He walks over to the marketing manager, takes full responsibility for the miscommunication, and asks what he can do to help them catch up. The result is a shift in the room. Because the marketing team feels supported rather than attacked, they volunteer to work through the weekend to save the project. Vardha also addresses the team's cognitive load. He realizes their plan was too complex, so he trims their top 10 goals down to a focused top 3 so everyone knows exactly where to put their energy. By internalizing the blame, Vardha changed the team's behavior. He turned a moment of defensive paralysis into unified action. Over the next 6 months, Vardha repeats this discipline every day. He stops blaming the market for low numbers and starts refining his own strategy. This consistent accountability begins to compound, eventually turning his unit into the company's top-performing team. This creates psychological safety. A leader acting as a shield creates a high-trust environment where the team feels safe to innovate. Within this safety, he implements decentralized command. The team no longer waits for permission. They are empowered to solve problems on their own. To stay sharp, Vardha keeps a daily ownership audit. Every morning, he writes down one thing that went wrong the day before and finds the way it was his fault. He found that the intense discipline of auditing his own flaws gave him the freedom and the power to actually achieve his goals. Vardha discovered the central paradox of leadership. By willingly taking all the blame, he actually gained the respect and influence he had been chasing. True leadership is about responsibility, not your title. If you want to change the result, you have to own the process. Think of one thing in your life right now that isn't going well, a project, a goal, or a relationship. If you were forced to accept 100% of the blame for that failure today, what is the very first thing you would do to fix it?
Don't just watch the story. Be part of it. Ink it. Imagine it. Live it with Ink 2 Video. Like if it hit you. Subscribe to stay in the story loop. Share it with someone who loves visuals.